ಸರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಸರ್?
ಯಾಕೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್?
ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಬಂದ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ.
ಬಂದ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ
ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಮಂಡೇ ಫುಲ್ ಭಾರತ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾ. ನಂದು ಪಾಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲೋ ಬೇಡ್ವೋ ಅಂತ.
ನನಗೆ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಆಚೆ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಫುಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕಣ.
ಓಕೆ
ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಮೈನ್ ಹೈವೇ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಮೈನ್ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ
ಸೊ ನೀವು ಸಿಟಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಹುಷಾರಮ್ಮ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಸರಿ. Yeah, coming back to the lesson here. In last class, we are discussing on IoT. It is a market prescriptive. In that, we are discussing on the information-driven global value chain. How an information-driven global value chain will be there only deals with an information based on IoT projects. In that, how the inputs like sensors and end sensors, actuators like that, and end users, how they are going to play the role. This we are going to discuss, and today we'll move further how the different components of that IoT means the information-driven value chain will be there in this particular. I'll share the PPT. Yeah, see, as we have discussed that now we are going to deal, means in the last class we had discussed how an end user information will be taken into the consideration, and how a domestic and overseas input from the sensor based and the human subcontractors will be taken directly to the service providers, the data wholesalers, how they will be taken. And how a data factories will be there. That also we are going to discuss. See, the information-driven and global chain. This is a block diagram of that particular driven thing will be there. Ultimately, the end user will be then a beneficiary, and he will also become an input. Once he become a beneficiary, he will give his feedback or he will leave his details. With that particular details, again, the information can be given to that particular end user. So it's like in a cycle way of the things. In between, the resellers and the intermediaries will be there. The role of them is to change the information according to the need of the end user, whatever information is there, and representing again to the end user. So intermediaries is the one, they will add the some other informations, and they will make some other way of looking of an information, and they will sell to the resellers. Again, resellers will purchase that, and again it will be taken back to the end users. Now we'll see in detail how this particular things work. In our last class, we have discussed that how an inputs, the sensors and other devices will work, and end users. In a sensors and other devices, we have discussed that how the means how the smartphones have also been developed that allow the mobile devices to interact with the sensors and RFIDs, that we have discussed, and we have gone with one example of the participatory sensing networks based on air pollution monitoring. That also we have discussed in a last class. Then we have discussed about an end user. So how an end user is an output, means he is a fellow who will receive an output, how will become an input. So now in olden days and all, just he is a consumer, means he will take the goods, that's it. But nowadays it's not like that. It is because of the mobile broadband and platforms and digital economy, what is there today in a market due to that particular thing. So the end user, the customer wants everything to his doorsteps. So definitely for that particular thing, definitely will give the information about him, where he is, and which location he is there, and what are products he want, and for that he has to give his details and all. The details will become a valuable information again for a vendor here or for a company fellow, that every human that enters a search query into a search engine, every human that agrees to allow the mobile broadband platform to inform a service of their location, every human that uses NFC to allow a bank to establish and confirm their identity are also functioning as a subcontractors to the global information systems that form the basics of the IGVC. So that is very much important. See, actually, seeing your internet transactions, sorry, bank transactions itself. If you are doing a bank transactions digitally more, then automatically your information transactions will be known to them, and definitely they will see how in your account the amount is flowing and all, any credits you are doing and how you are maintaining your credits and all. Based on that, again they will call you, they will do advertisement about their policies and their credit cards or whatever may be the loan, and all that. Again, you will become an input to them based on that. Every person worldwide that has to use a digital technologies to do their banking, their taxes, their information searches, and to communicate with friends and colleagues. See, one of the best way to collect a human information is a one, especially in a Google search. The Google search is the one which will be taken like that. For example, assume when I will tell I want to download some uh, any software just for an sorry, just for example I'm going to tell you, then what happens, and for that software you will get some website links and all. You will go to that particular website links there, that will ask you to download this particular software. First you have to register, or first you have to give your credentials. So what you will enter your name, your mobile number, email, so everything, whatever details they will ask according to that credentials, you will enter, and you will click OK. Your intention is like that. You have to download the software. Then automatically it will goes to somewhere else, and you can't download that particular software. You will see for 10 to 15 minutes like that. You will try. So this website is no, it's a waste website. You will come out of that particular thing. But you will always forget that what's the credentials you are given. So that's the best. I can say like this today in internet, how the people are taking out your information. So that is a very much important thing which you should see for that. How they are bluffing you means they will take your information. That information will be sold to others, and then they are not allowing you to download that software and all. That's a one thing. And again, for example, Aadhaar download something government things and all. If you try to do and all, a website will be opened. First, you have to check whether that particular website is authentic government website or not. So that is very much important. Once you have checked there, means wherever the address URL of that particular website will be there, the iMark, something like that will be there. If you click on that, it will tell it's not an authenticated website. So in that particular unauthenticated websites and all, if you enter your credentials and all, definitely they will take out your credentials and they will make a money. So out of that, you will become an again input there. So coming to the next, production processes of the information-driven global value chain. In a production process, first we will see the data factories. So now assume we have collected a data from a sensor actuators, RFIDs, and end users like the people we have taken out. Then many of these whatever maybe the data factories are those entities that produce data in digital forums for use in other parts of the information driven global value chains, that is IGVC. Many of these companies existed in the pre-digital era. For example, Ordnance Survey in the UK has allows collected map information from the field and collated and produced the maps for purchase. So you can see now what I mean to tell this particular things. Um, how the information based things will be. Now we'll take a Google. Well, the best example we'll take a Google. Now, how a Google Maps, which we are going to use. How we are using a Google Maps when we are going somewhere else. For example, you can ask, what is the use of a Google Maps? If I tell you, sir, nowadays, no need to ask any person that we are going to any unknown place. If we know the destination, if we enter the destination and if we tell we are going to move, then automatically the path will be shown and the nearest path it will show to that particular area. Good. Then what is the benefit for a Google? You can think in always like this. Then you can ask the question, okay, what's the benefit for a Google? You are utilizing an internet. So once you are utilizing an internet for your Google Maps, automatically your ISP provider is paying to the Google again. So that's why Google is earning a money in that particular sense. So that's why they are giving that particular Google Maps. Now, with a same like this, Ordnance Survey will be there in the UK. What this company will do? It will collect a map informations. How the Google will collect like that, collect and produce a maps for a purchase always. Previously, such data factories would create a paper-based products and sell them to the end users via retailers. Full stop. See what actually to mean this. Assume before going to the Google Maps are there in India to track the routes and all. How the tourists are moving in India. If I ask you the question like this, when after, before 5 years or before 6 years back there, so how people are going to the different places and how they are doing like this, definitely will tell, sir, they will take a tourist maps. 100% tourist maps will be taken and they will see the different routes, how to visit one place and another particular place. Taking that maps there. This is a manually how the people are following in previous days of smartphone. With the move to the digital era, now assume we are having a smartphones and now in this digital era, however, these companies now also provide this data via digital means. For example, OS now, the company, Ordnance company, so now make some maps and associated data available in a digital format like a Google Maps. So it will be there, it will be provided like that. For example, if you go to any, not only a Google Maps is a main base thing, but if you go to any XBO like that, Make My Trip, or anything like this, if you go where the many means restaurants details and hotel details of that particular place and location details and what is the tourist importance in that particular place. XBO, you know that how this particular apps is going to help in that particular sense. So that companies also you can take into the consideration. So in this way, they are making a digital formats. Now, how they are collecting an map informations and all. So it is very thing like that. Either they will go to the present satellite view, means from a government, they will purchase that particular base thing, that a satellite view of India or that one particular places, then automatically they will have their code to locate one particular places based on a longitude and a latitude, and based on that longitude and latitude, they will get an information. So this is there. What a government satellite will give to them, it will give the different locations in a form of a longitude and a latitudes. That longitudes and latitudes will be taken and it will be converted to the location readable format of a user where user can easily understand. That will be done by Google Maps. So there's a one thing. Any doubts is there, you can interrupt me and you can ask me. Essentially, its business model has not changed significantly. It still produces maps, but it means of delivery of products has changed. So that you have to note. In olden days and all, if you want to go, means if you want to make a tour of India or something like that, how the business thing will be there. You will have a maps or you will have a hotel details and all will be there in that. One books like thing will be there. It will be produced. So you means my it will be available in a market. You have to purchase and you have to do that. But now the way of a business has been changed almost all. You imagine where that companies has gone. If I ask you calendar dates, what's the next month importance in that, and all suddenly you will open your mobile and you will see the calendar and you will tell things. Now, then what happens to previous things? How the business? If they are not updating, where they will be? You can think like that. For example, assume in previous days, especially in India, how Google has monopolized the things. You can see XBGO, and these are next coming companies. That the previous, whenever your smartphone is not there, where are that map companies, Miss Indian Tour Maps or any maps producing companies has been gone. So this is where are the book companies has gone. You can see how the things are making or dominating the things in a digital era. So it still produces maps, but it means of a delivery of products has changed. Moreover, its products can now be combined, reused, and bundled together with other products by actors in the commodity chain as the foundation of other resources. So definitely, once the maps, everything has made it digital and they are producing, that products can be combined with other, it can be reused and it can be bundled together with other products also. Definitely, how a Ola company is means bundled with the Google Maps, and then how a Uber company is bundled with any travel company. If you take into the sense, for example, XVBU, whatever the companies you will take for maps, tracking, and systems and all, they are depending on a Google Maps. If you want, you can Google or you can get information through internet. So that's, for example, maps from OS can be combined with the other data from travel services such as TFL to provide a detailed travel applications on mobile devices. So, so, for example, maps from OS. So that will be given can be combined with the other data from a travel services. So travel company is TFL. Like what I told, an example of a Google Map and an Ola company or a Uber company. So to track their particular vehicles, either the customer what he is telling and where he is picking up the party and where he is dropping the party and all, it should be known. Assume, for example, I will tell you, if that tracking system is not there, imagine if the tracking system is not there with the Ola and all. So how to track the people there? Why? Because the company is there with cars and drivers of that particular thing, and then they will go with the means tracking of that will become a very difficult. A driver of that car can tell lie, stopping the person in one place and. He may tell it is other place, so he can make cheat the company in a distance wise or diesel wise and all. So, yeah. Now, how these things will be taken into the consideration? Because of the Ola maps and all, definitely. So where you get in, where you get down, and where is your car is moving now in the particular place and all, you can see that and you can make that. And here also some left out things is there which you can approach. Over and over and over, especially in a logistics. The logistics companies is today the very important economical thing in any country. Why? Because to move the goods from one place to another place, logistics plays a very much important role. Assume that the company is ABC company is there, and ABC company is having some 100 trucks is there or lorries is there with them. So they are shifting the logistics, means goods from one place to another place. Just for example, I'm telling you, and this company has been opened for all the 100 trucks, whatever is there, the drivers are there, and it will goes around India in a different places. From there, it will pick up and it will keep on moving from one place to another place. Back with when smartphone is not there, back to that particular place. So definitely we should believe the driver there who has taken our vehicle, and always we should call him where you are now. He will tell I am in Nagpur and I'm taking some luggage. He may tell tonnage less, means for example there tonnage, what I mean to tell like this, quantity. So from 100 tons will be there, just for a sec, not 100 tons, just for a sec. Some 10 tons will be there, he will tell 8 tons in a phone. Definitely you have to believe, there is no other way. How will you come to know that? Are you getting my point? So this is another one important concept in a logistics, especially. So how much tonnage is there on my vehicle? I'm sitting here. I want to see. Especially for example, truck number one. This much tonnage is there, and it's moving in this particular location with this particular of tonnage. So best one of the best thing. And another one thing I'll tell you, especially diesel. So definitely he will make a trips and he will come and he will tell. In olden days and all, lorry officers will be there, and that lorry officers fellows, they will used to give information to owner. So we have made this much load and all, it has gone. One thing, assume. If the driver make a adjustment with a lorry office fellow, what to do? Next question arises. Okay, leave it on. That is also okay. Then whatever old Indian trip he has made and he has came back, and definitely diesel amount will be there. He will take off that diesel amount and oil amount, something like that. Whatever essentials is needed. So, for example, how a diesel, how accurately the driver will tell this much diesel is utilized. And many cases is there when we are the children, means in the age of 10th or like that, in ordinary stores and all, they used to sell a diesel in a cans. They never used to go to bunks to purchase the diesel from the lorry fellows who are going on a bypass, means highways. They used to give a diesel to them. They will purchase the diesel for some half rate to them, and they used to sell here. That we have seen in this. We have seen like that. Now to track all those things, then for a diesel tank, why can't you adapt one such an equipment like that? How much diesel is there in vehicle? When a diesel cap, means diesel closed cap has been opened. If it is opened, automatically the notifications must come to the owner, and diesel cap is opening. And now this much diesel is there in a tank. Again, it's filling or the diesel is going out. The intimation you can give. These things are very important things. Still, it is not there in the market. You can Google it. You can internet it. How to track the diesel quantity in a moving vehicle, especially in a logistics projects are there. If you track it, very less projects will be there, where these things, the next coming logistics companies needs these type of the projects where they can track, means assume that how much diesel will be. You can ask me the question, sir, if you adapt for all 100 vehicles, if you adapt example for this diesel tank project, how much will be the cost? When comparatively the consumption of diesel we can track and we can see, that never means like that it will be in a big amount for him. So the loss what he is going to lose here. So that's the one thing. And again, the tonnage. How much tonnage is there presently in a vehicle? In a Bangalore sitting here, I want to see my vehicle is moving either in a Delhi or Nagpur, somewhere like that in a far place. It's moving. Now, when I open that vehicle details, it should show this with this much tonnage with this particular route, the vehicle is moving. Definitely, these type of projects will make the change in logistics. So you can see now how shape of logistics as you can shift from an ordinary to this particular stage. Like that, you can utilize the things. Coming to the next, once data factories, everything is there. Next, service providers and data wholesalers. What is their role here? We will see now. Now, data factory, I told you that in a data factory, they will make a data. The data is ready here. Means the information ready. Here it is there. Service providers and data wholesalers are those entities that collect data from various sources worldwide and through the creation of massive databases use it to either improve their own information products or sell information products in a various forms. This is a major today the world thing it is running. Below you can see Google sells its data assets through the development of extremely accurate targeted search-based advertisement mechanisms that is available to sell to the companies wishing to reach a particular market. Underline that. So today, Google is one of the best company and it's one of the big company just paying more salaries to its employees and all. Where Google is earning a money, a Google search engine is free now, and you can go and you can search everything. But you believe or not, Google knows that where you are now at present and what you are doing at now that particular present, he will comes to know that also. So that much, very much thing is there. He can track you, and what he will do with your information. Believe or not, if I ask you a question like this per day, how many will use the Google search engines? Now at the rate more now compared to the previous 5 years like that. Now at present, if I tell you the using of the Google for different things are more. When even if believe or not, when I gone to my native, one of my friend. I think he studied only SLC like that, and I asked him something, and he told, "Wait." He opened his mobile and he asked the Google, "Google, I want this." In his regional language, is asking, "Can I ask?" Then automatically Google has shown. Then I told, "How you know this?" Then he told, "Hey, ಅದರಲ್ಲೇನಿದೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬರಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಂಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಬೇಕಾ? ನಿನಗೆ ಟ್ವಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾ? ನಿನಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು." See how much the thing is spread out to the rural areas also that you have to observe, and how the information it's generated. And all this information nowadays, all this information, they are selling that information and they are making a crores together or billions of dollars of money in this particular information. Today, Google is existing due to information factors. I can tell very clearly. So this is the one thing. Next, coming to the next example, you can see Twitter. Meanwhile, through collating streams of tweets from the people worldwide, is able to collate the customer sentiment about different products and world events, from service at a restaurant to election processes across the globe. Through the Twitter refers as a data house, companies and developers can access 50% of end user tweets for observe the money there. Are you observing the money there? $360,000 per annum. Imagine $360,000 per annum if you convert to the Indian currency into 70 today 75, I think. So this much revenue Twitter is getting with its tweets. How it's getting a tweets? It's selling its tweets with that. How this person is how this person is that will be known easily. Just a minute. Yeah. Next, a new set of data overseers is starting to emerge over those companies that handle the massive amount of data that is produced by sensor networks and mobile devices worldwide. So, like that, with the different sensor networks and mobile devices, what data will be produced and entire data will be stored as a wholesale data. Now, these companies will become a data wholesaler companies. That is a one. Coming to next, intermediaries. So intermediaries in the emerging industrial structure of the IGVC, there is a need for intermediaries that handle several aspects of the production of information products, especially how. See, in a Europe, the manner in which Facebook collects and uses the data of the individuals that participate in its service may actually be in contravention of European privacy policy. Underline this. Underline this. The development of databases such as the ones created by Google, Facebook, and Twitter may therefore require the creation of entities that are able to anonymize data sufficiently to protect individuals' privacy rights in relevant regional settings. What are these intermediaries? For example, in India, why Google needs its branch company, or why Google needs its sub companies, or Facebook needs its sub companies? Why? Because to maintain the Facebook or a Google or a Twitter based on in India. Why in India? Because in India, the Facebook or Google, Twitter, whatever will be there, it should be abided with the constitutional rules and regulations of the India. This is very much important. So that the example means here. Now, for example, Facebook, my company will be somewhere. Assume that why Facebook has to have a branch offices, has to provide a jobs to that regional persons, or means subdependent, means it should have a subcontractors in different countries, like that. Because of this particular reason, they can't maintain the entire thing. They can maintain if there is no rules and regulations. They can maintain, but the regional wise rules and regulations of a country is changing from one country to another country. The one which is there in Western countries may not be taken in India. You believe China will not allow a Google or a Facebook directly. You know this. So now in India and all, it's allowing, but what's the screening should be done? So it should follow some rules and regulations there also. That is a very much important where intermediaries will come into picture. This is very much important. They are the beneficiaries there. These corporations will provide a protection for the consumer that their data is being used in an appropriate manner. That is the manner in which the consumer has approved its usage. So how I will approve? Only my friends can see this photo. Only friends should see the photo in a Facebook. It will ask you whether a public view it can see. Yes, public view you can see. It depends how you are giving a permission to use your information. That is the one important thing. Another reason for an intermediary of this nature is to reduce the transaction costs associated with the establishment of a market for many different companies to participate in. And then another reason for why intermediary should be there in a information driven, that is to reduce the transaction costs associated with the establishment of a market. What do you mean by this? Assume that if no subcontractors or sub will be there, managing the entire thing from one place in a market will become a difficult. So because of that thing, I can tell you like this. Any foreign products and any foreign things is there. For that to marketize here, some local companies will be there. They will tie up together and they will take the place of. I can ask you the question like this: why the entire foreign company can come and sell their products directly here? It's a very difficult. Why? Because to analyze the present market here and to move the product in this particular market of different locality, it will become a problem. So because of that particular reason, you can see anywhere, any means foreign product is there. You can see that so marketed by different sorts of company and like that. So this is another one important thing where the intermediary should be there. Coming to the next thing, different companies, intermediaries will develop that target their information products to different niche markets. This companies will be able to focus on certain data sets and become specialists within that particular information product field. Based on that particular location, why the intermediates will be needed again, I will tell you based on the situation, based on the competitors there, they know how to analyze a market and how to change its data sets, means how to focus on that particular data sets and how to sell. Best example, Amazon in America and Amazon in India. If I ask them, it will be different. In India, the products what they will bring, what products they will put in America, what products they will have in their warehouse and all, it will be in a different. Definitely, it should be in a different. Why? Because the consumer idea or a consumer market of India is different, and Americans are different. Their mindset will be a different. So what products they will like may not be liked in our India. Means economic cost also very much important here. The cost of a product plays a very much important role here, where Amazon has to look into that particular matter also to sell the products. Any Flipkart, anything if you are going to take, apart from country, it will be there, and based on a country economic status and based on a in that country rules, based on a country region values, cultural values, the products what to keep in that will be changed. This is another one important thing where the intermediaries knows that very clearly. Meanwhile, according to the situation, according to the generation change, they can keep on change that particular things. The quantity and nature of data being developed into information products also requires completely new type of intermediary, one that is able to handle the scalability issues and associated security and privacy questions raised by the use of this data to build a product. This is another one important thing to main for a security and privacy. The intermediators they knows that how to make this, how to in India how to give a security and privacy policies, in other countries how to give a security, how a scalability means how to enlarge your information throughout the country, like that. So how to improve that, so these things can be done with it. Coming to next, resellers. Resellers are those entities that combine inputs from several different intermediaries, combine it together, analyze and sell it to another end users or the corporate entities. These fellows are very intelligent here. How? Very simple. Well, now present, whatever intermediaries will be there, everyone will be there from there. It will take and they will make up some other shape of they will combine the informations and they will sell that information to somebody else. What actually I can say like this. In a Twitters and all, analyzing a particular person's comments on goods or on a products, then taking that information and analyzing that entire things and predicting what will the next thing. Especially these type of informations will be very much important for a company also. So where companies will purchase that, that is the one very much important. These resellers are currently rather limited in terms of the data that they are able to easily access via the converged communications platform. But they are indicative of the types of corporate entities that are forming within with this space. 100%. So Blue Key companies data from several sources, including Amazon, eBay, and Alibaba. Through this data, it is able to identify regional trends. See, Blue Key. Blue is a company with its particular data, so regional trends can be taken into the consideration. Now, assume in India, why these things? As a computer professionals, you should know very clearly, and what will be the next business trends. And what will be your role in that particular software companies? That is very much important. Correct? No. For example, you take one thing. You will create an app where how the people of one particular community and they will live and how they are going to have their life leading and all this type of research, and you will make apps based on that. Just for a sec, I'll tell you that information will be a very valuable information. With that, they can tell how the dress style of that particular people will be there, and how what will be the food habits of that particular people will be there. Based on that, how these companies will get a benefit. What will be the food habits? Then how they are leading their life. So with all this, what way of life they are leading, what's the materials, means instruments they are taking like that. Almost all these things will come out from a Facebook today. Everyone are used to that. They will put a thing, means they will put everything what they have purchased and what photos, everything. Best example, yesterday, in even my house itself, one example. Yesterday, just we purchased one particular gold chain, something like that. What my wife did, the first thing, you know, that while coming to house, first thing she did, she taken a pic of that and she posted that into the Facebook. You believe or not, 10 to 15 calls came in a span of just half an hour by our friends or some relatives. Hey, you purchased a gold chain. Because of that, half an hour, 45 minutes dinner became late for us. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Listening, everyone? Naina? 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 Varsha? Varsha?
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ನೈನಾ, ಯಾಕೆ ಲೇಟು?
ಸರ್,
ಯಾಕೆ ಲೇಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಅದು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಎವ್ರಿವನ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ರೈಟ್?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Right, well back, and now this is a one particular thing through this. So that is the usage of an Facebook. Again, you can see how a Facebook can sell its data to a different gold companies there. How people are today, what type of the ornaments they are wishing, like that. That's one of the best example which you can take. They can become a resellers of their information. Currently, if you take a monopolist, that is a global information monopolist, if you take, currently within the industrial structure of the convergent communications industry, there is a large regional disparity between those companies that produce the infrastructure for IGVC and those that make a significant profit from it. This is very much important. If you take this large regional disparity, this is the leading one which is making them to collect an information. Through the breakdown of the regional boundaries for collection of data by the development and implementation of a global converged communications infrastructure, these companies are able to enlist every person using a mobile device worldwide as a contributor to the development of their information products. You are the person as an input for them. This you should know, and because of you, he is earning. Why? Because these companies enlist every person using a mobile device mobile device worldwide as a contributor to the development of their information product. What I told that my wife suddenly when she purchased the chain, she has put that into the Facebook. Suddenly, you believe or not, 15 members called inquired about that particular chain cost and all. Maybe in that 2 to 3 members again they will purchase that. Maybe like that. So here, what is the benefit things is there with the Facebook? You can see it means regarding as a businessman. So definitely the phone calls will be more. The person who is there as in a telecommunication company, he will get a more money as well, and internet usage will be more. And again, there will be improving the business. Due to whom? Due to whom? Due to you only. Due to mobile device. That is very much important. Today, mobile device has become like that. Where sharing of information become very easy. Every person worldwide is working for these corporations. 100% you are working for these corporations so that they are able to sell aggregated data for a huge profit. Because of you, they are making a huge profit, and again they are selling their product back to you only. You can imagine now how a digital marketing will be there. Definitely, definitely. And what is the role of you as a software engineers in coming another 5, 10 years? What coding you have to do actually? You will come to know that now, right? So what is a code you will come to write now? So you have to see the different Facebook details and all of a particular person's based on their dress or based on their visits and all what query is given to you, and you have to analyze the data, means data science and data analytics. After analyzing a different data and all, you should predict. So you have to make your machine to learn that particular sense, and whenever it which happens like that, it should intimate you. Now you can imagine the next next work what you are going to do. Despite this data being collected from people in every corner of the globe, from the UK, Thailand, Australia, China, and Africa, India, like that, to even the remotest parts of Kashmir, the surplus value of the mobile brand platform is currently being captured, developed, and molded into information products overwhelming by US companies. Underline. In our Kashmir remote sense also they know US companies, and they are making information products out of that. This is damn important as Indians what we are doing. Why can't we make our business like that? Yeah, our entire economic business we are going and we are giving it to the hands of them. I will tell you frankly, it's not like that. And next another 5 years, can you imagine? All our vendors, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಪಾಪ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕುಶಲಕರ್ಮಿಗಳು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಸ್ಯಾರಿ ಅವರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದು ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ನಂಬ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಮೆಝಾನ್, ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು. ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. No one will wish to go to the shops and they will buy in coming another 5 to 10 years. Then you can imagine the monopoly of these companies, especially the foreign-based companies on our Indian economy. If I want to sell my product, definitely I should register in Amazon. First, I will tell, okay, this much discount, then after. How Ola cabs or Uber cabs destroyed the small travel companies in regional areas or cities. Definitely. In olden days when Ola and Uber are not there, the travel companies and many drivers with their cars, they used to be there with them. Now everyone is depending on Ola and Uber. In beginning they told that you will earn this much, that much, and all, no percentage, everything. Now you believe or not, every 100 rupees, 15 rupees, Ola will take. In the beginning, they told it's free and you'll get even bonus also, something like that and all. Now, the trend has been changed. Every 100 rupees, what you will earn, you have to give me 15 rupees. Still, dependency will become more, and assume that no local travelers will be there. Definitely, that's why anytime the competitors will be there. So in India, the entrepreneurship again is coming down. We are always service oriented mind fellows that we'll fix our mind to the service always. Um, so that's why the entrepreneurs is taking out by other countries like this. Um, this you should think. Ola is an Indian company. Don't worry about that. It's an Indian company. Uber is a foreign company. But Ola is an IIT Bombay fellow. He has been started, but he has sold to that. There's another one important thing that once some profits, something will come, we'll sell our company or our product, or we'll merge our company with foreign companies. That's there. It's there. So still, it will take a lot of time to change its trends. In effect, the IGVC, rather than breaking down the digital divide as many have predicted, is in fact leading to a new form of the digital discrimination and a new sort of dependency relationship between large multinational and those participants or workers within the IGVC. So that is on a very important the discrimination, whatever is there, digital discriminations. This is to be sorted. A new sort of dependencies will be there. If I want to sell my product, I must go to Amazon. One day will come like that, or I must go to the Flipkart, or I must go to some Shopkeepers. Otherwise, no customer will come to my shop. So when this situation will becomes definitely you can imagine then what will be the role of that company. This has in a fact lead to a new interesting discussions within industry about who actually wants this data. Is it the company that provides the service provider that delivers the connectivity, or the end users themselves? Think. An end user might potentially be able to receive money from the use of his or her data, a nominal contribution for each time that data is used for creation of an information product. I think we are not getting anything of that sort, especially in India. They are utilizing our information and we don't get any benefit out of that. Profit sharing arrangements may even be possible between companies that develop the platform and those collect the data into a product form. They will be there. That companies who will sell information and who will take information from them. For example, Airtel, assume they will sell your information to somebody, they will make a money, and Facebook, they will sell your information, they will make a money. Twitter, they will sell your, they will make a money. But what is the use for you out of that, other than you're using your internet, you are using your internet and you're paying for your internet. But you'll feel like that Facebook, WhatsApp, everything is there for me to communicate or get together with my friends and all. That's another one thing. Okay, so these monopolies, global information monopolies, you should think in that particular way also, how to manage these particular things. Now, so this ends this particular unit. The assignment of this particular chapter is like this. You have to give the assignment of this 5 questions within October 5th. Note down, everyone. Note down. Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Note
Done,
down.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. 5 questions is there of this, and these questions are very much important, which for exam time and all. Right? Now, thank you. We have completed this particular unit. Just I'll stop the sharing. Uh, yeah, yeah. Now I'll take the attendance. Just a minute. Aditya? Aditya? Ajay?
Yes, sir.
Amit?
Yes, sir.
Antima? Quick?
Present, sir.
Apurva?
Yes, sir.
Ashwini?
Yes, sir.
Bindu?
Yes, sir.
Divyesh?
Yes, sir.
Gauresh?
Yes, sir.
Gautami?
Present, sir.
Gurashekar?
Present, sir.
Harini?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Surya?
Present, sir.
Naina?
Present, sir.
Nazma?
Present, sir.
Nidhi?
Present, sir.
Pradeep? Pradeep?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Preeti?
Present, sir.
Rajesh?
Present, sir.
Sahadev?
Present, sir.
Saket?
Present, sir.
Santosh?
Present, sir.
Seema?
Yes, sir.
Sinchana?
Present, sir.
Spurti?
Present, sir.
Shashank?
Present, sir.
Varsha?
Present, sir.
Yashashwini?
Present, sir.
Amrita?
Present, sir.
Anusha?
Present, sir.
Apurva?
Present, sir.
Sai
Yes,
Siddharth?
sir. Present, sir.
Chetana?
Present, sir.
Kavya?
Present, sir.
Madhushri? Madhushri? Ilva Madhushri? Madhushri? Manish?
Present, sir.
Sarfaraj? Sarfaraj? Sarfaraj is also not there. Murugesha?
Present, sir.
Mani?
Present, sir.
Paresh?
Present, sir.
Pooja?
Present, sir.
Pratibha?
Present, sir.
Pratik?
Present, sir.
Prashant Reddy?
Present, sir.
Pratik present. Sadhana? Shashank?
Present, sir.
Mobile ತಗೊಂಡೆ
Present, sir. Hello.
Sarfraz, you
No,
are
sir.
present.
Sir, Sarfraz present.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ಹೊಸ ತಗೊಂಡೆನಾ ಶಶಾಂಕ್
Oh, sir. ತೊಗೊಂಡೆ ಸರ್.
ದಡ್ಡ ಅಪ್ಪ ಕೊಡ್ಸಿದ್ರ
ಏನ್ ಸರ್?
ಡ್ಯಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ಸಿದ್ರ ಹೊಸ ಮೊಬೈಲ್?
ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿತ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಹುಷಾರು. ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ? ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟಾ? ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ? ಐ ರಿಪೀಟ್, ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ? ಶ್ರೀಧರ್?
Present, sir.
ತನೋಜ್?
Present, sir.
ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಿ? 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 ಅಣಿ?
Present, sir.
Ashish,
Present, sir.
Vidya,
Present, sir.
Vishal.
Present, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you.